Hi, my name is George Tanaka, and I'm going to show you how to make the best tiramisu ever. Now, I'm not a chef, I'm not a professional cook, I don't have a cooking blog or cooking channel, but I've made this recipe for many of my friends over the years, and they've told me it's the best tiramisu they've ever had. So here goes. Here are the ingredients to make the best tiramisu ever. You'll need 3 packages of Ladyfingers cookies, about a cup or a cup and a half of some very strong coffee, some Kahlua, which is coffee liqueur, 6 eggs separated into 6 egg whites, and 6 egg yolks. You'll need 6 tablespoons of sugar, 2 packages of mascarpone cheese, and you want the good stuff, a bar of high quality, preferably very dark chocolate like Scharfenberger, and a little bit of coffee grounds. The first thing you want to do is take your bar of chocolate and put it in the freezer to get it nice and cold. Now I know there's a lot of tiramisu recipes out there in YouTube land that call for the hard, pre-baked Ladyfingers cookies. I actually prefer the softer Ladyfingers cookies, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So this particular brand of Ladyfingers cookies is soft and somewhat sticky. So what you want to do first is to toast them very lightly in a toaster. So what this does is the heat in the toaster sort of caramelizes the sugar and gives it a nice sort of browned, burnt appearance, texture, and flavor. You can see here, this is after toasting and before toasting. And so this extra step, while it's a bit of work, gives the Ladyfingers cookies a nice toasted, roasted kind of flavor. Next, you want to slowly add a bit of Kahlua to the coffee. And some people like a little bit of Kahlua, some people like more. I like to add just enough so that you can taste the flavor of the liqueur in the coffee. So we gently kind of stir the Kahlua into the coffee. Perfect. And now we just set it aside. So we've toasted all our Ladyfingers cookies, and you can see that they've got a nice sort of golden brown coloring to them. They smell wonderful as the sugar on the Ladyfingers cookies has been caramelized, and we set this aside on a baking tray. So now that we've got the Ladyfingers all prepared, the next step is to beat the egg whites and the egg yolks together into the mascarpone cheese. So we do the egg whites first, separately, and we add a couple pinches of sugar. And you can do this with a hand whisk or a hand mixer, but I find that a stand mixer is the most convenient. And we turn this guy on. And this usually takes a couple minutes. So it starts to get a little frothy first, and you want to beat it until you get nice, stiff peaks. So this looks pretty good. Set that aside there. And so yes, it's firm, and so you want to take this out and set this aside. And there we have it. I know some recipes call for whipped cream, but I like using the egg white because I think it adds a lot of air and fluff to your mascarpone mixture. And then we're going to clean this bowl out and use it for the egg yolks. So next we take the egg yolks, add them to the mixing bowl, along with the 6 tablespoons of sugar. There we go. And we beat this until it becomes yellow and sort of frothy. And you want to beat the eggs and the sugar until they become slightly pale. Just about this point. So next, into the egg yolk sugar mixture, you want to add 2 8-ounce containers of the mascarpone cheese, which we've placed in this bowl, and we're going to add them to the egg yolks. So after adding the mascarpone cheese, we want to add 2 tablespoons of the coffee Kahlua mixture. 1. This is nice because it adds sort of a bitter coffee taste to the cream. And we want to use, this is something, I think I'm the only person that does this. You want to add about 1 tablespoon of the coffee grounds. So you want to put some coffee grounds in, and that adds a little bitterness to the mixture, which I think is a nice contrast to the sweetness. And so we want to blend these things together. Blend these things until this starts to get a little bit creamy. Like so. And if you have kids, this is a good time to let them lick the whisk. They love that. It's very creamy and sweet and delicious. Then you want to take your beaten egg whites and fold them into the mascarpone yolk mixture. And you don't want to mix this, you just want to kind of gently toss and fold this together like so. I'm doing this with one hand mixing and one hand on the camera. But you want this sort of fluffy, creamy mixture. And now you're ready to make your layers. So you make a layer with the toasted tiramisu cookies, sort of lay them in the bottom of a baking dish. Okay, you want to just try to cover the entire bottom here, like so. Now, I know other recipes call for dunking the lady fingers cookies into the coffee mixture, but what I like to do is sort of just take a spoon and drizzle the cookies with the mixture. So this allows you to control how moist or dry the cookies are. And I like sort of a medium moisture. So these are open-faced ladyfingers cookies, so they will absorb quite a bit of the coffee mixture. And if there's a little bit dribbles onto the bottom, that's fine. It'll get absorbed. So you just want a nice even coverage like so. So I like to try to cover all the surface area of the cookies. And that looks good. Okay. Our next layer is the mascarpone egg yolk mixture. And so we just sort of gently brush this on in a nice even layer. So now that we've covered the ladyfingers with the mascarpone cheese egg mixture. We take the chocolate out of the freezer and grate it onto the dish to form the next layer. So now that we've got a layer of ladyfingers cookies, mascarpone cheese, and grated chocolate, we proceed to make the next layer. And I usually like to lay the ladyfingers cookies in the opposite, or not the opposite, but a perpendicular direction, just for variety. So I'm laying these like so. And that fits perfectly. 6 ladyfingers across. And then for this, we can sort of just use individual cookies on the end, like so. Maybe we can squeeze one more out there. Here we go. And again, we take our coffee Kahlua mixture and just sort of drizzle another layer on here. Okay, so we've drizzled the coffee onto the ladyfingers, and we're going to make our last layer of mascarpone cheese on top here. And I love the fact that the coffee grounds give a little speckled pattern to the top layer. Just want some good coverage here. All right. Okay. And we're ready for the chocolate again. And there you have it. One completed tiramisu with a final layer of grated chocolate. So we'll put a cover on this. And refrigerate it overnight. So that's my recipe for the best tiramisu ever. I hope you enjoy it. Remember not to eat it right away. Try to resist the temptation. It really tastes better when it's been refrigerated at least 3 to 6 hours. And I actually think it tastes the best about 2 days after you make it. So anyway, that was my recipe. I hope you enjoy it and take care. Bye.